30 teams in 30 days. We're going to Portland today to talk about the Trailblazers. What the headline's saying. Blazers align long-term hope beside cornerstone Damian Lillard. Portland continues its roster refurbishing project, which is being built around Damian Lillard once again. And I'm glad he said once again, because how many times are we going to keep trying and trying? Sometimes if it don't work, it is what it is. Damn, Erwin, nothing to say to that one?
I kind of disagree with you, man. Like, they tried to not break it up completely. I mean, they got rid of CJ McCollum. You know, they did a major shakeup. So it's not like absolutely they didn't do anything.
That's true.
And like Dame's being, Dame, he's all about the grind, and staying there and whatnot.
Is he really, or is he just saying that for branding purposes? That is the question that I think several of us have in mind.
Somewhat, but the foundation is, he is that.
No, I feel you.
It's slightly exaggerated, but it could be worse, man. At least he's not.
It could be worse.
At least he's not Bradley Beal.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say at least he's not in Sacramento.
No, man, chill, man. I mean, Sacramento's been getting hurt enough, man. Like, gotta leave him alone once in a while.
Okay, good. Yeah, All right, you guys know what time it is. Let's just jump into it. Key additions, key subtractions, last season, summer summary. Their record for last season, man, 27-55. I know Portland fans remember that to the T.
That was painful.
Key additions. There was Jeremy Grant.
Nice.
Gary Payton II.
Nice.
Shaden Sharp.
Ooh. No, I'm just kidding.
Key subtractions. None.
Nice.
Last season, inevitable franchise shakeup finally occurred, and it was just short of seismic. Yep. The Blazers fired GM Neil Oshley and traded CJ McCollum. Mm-hmm. And then obviously with Dame's injury last season, it ultimately just led them to having the measly 27 wins. Mm-hmm. And then summer summary was, there are two ways to fix a team in danger of being mired in mediocrity: strip it down and start over, or patch it up and hope for the best. The Blazers chose the latter, mainly because the Blazers still believe Lillard is A, worth building around despite being a smallish guard, and B, can still perform on an elite level for a handful more years. Erwin, I'll let you start this one off.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know Blazers fans are gonna feel some type of way of this. So before we go in, let us know, what are your thoughts? Some things to look out for the Blazers, because obviously y'all gonna know, since that's your hometown team. Similar to how I am with the Miami Heat, things that only the
details.
The details when it comes to that. The Blazers, of what it looks like, yeah, you're where you don't want to be at, in the middle.
Yes.
Too good to properly tank and be in the lottery and get that number 1 pick, number 2 pick, but not good enough to be a title contender, a championship contender. No matter if you're in the East or in the West. In my opinion, I think that's where the Blazers are right now. Yeah, they got Jeremy Grant in the offseason. Yeah, they got Anthony Simmons. Yeah, they got Josh Hart.
Nurkic.
Yeah, Nurkic as well. And yeah, Dame didn't play that much. He's going to play. But at the end of the day, man, are you honestly going to be able to say, even Blazers fans, I'm talking to you, are you going to arguably be able to look somebody in the eye and be like,
we're title contenders?
We're title contenders. We're going to win a championship. Golden State, who? Los Angeles Skippers, who? Phoenix Suns, who? Milwaukee Bucks, who? Celtics, fuck out of here.
Dallas Mavs. I just had to throw the in there.
Okay.
Grizzlies.
Man, you need to hop off that. All right.
At least they're exciting, man. And I think that's the biggest thing against the Blazers. You guys aren't excited anymore. At least before, even when everybody, at least I expected them, for you guys to just be playoff contenders, but not true title contenders, and have a couple of noise, because you guys had Dame. Now you guys still have Dame. However, Dame has not been himself as of late, even before the injury. And I'm a big Dame fan, so don't go and be like, oh, what a hater. No. I'm a real Dame fan, but just how I am fans of artists and athletes, when I'm your biggest fan or a genuine fan, I'm also a genuine critic. And with Dame, I just feel look, he's 32. He turned 32 over the summer. He's gonna stay 32 for the rest of the season. He's creeping up there in age. He's at the tail end of his prime. So I'm not saying he's gonna get old, but he's at the tail end of his prime. It's prime.
It's a crime that he's 32.
And it's a crime that he's aged.
It's a crime that he stayed in Portland. Should have gone to the Miami Heat.
I've been preaching that since 2016. I really felt he's Heat culture. He would have pushed the Heat to a championship. But whatever. I like Simmons. I like Anthony a lot, actually. I think he has genuine potential. I like Gary Payton II as an addition.
He's a nice addition.
Grant, I like him too. I don't want to talk about Nurkic too much just because, like, he's been there forever. It's always, like, injuries, but
he's a nice
only
center.
28, I think he is.
Man, it feels like he's 35, so 34. Man.
Like, right, for real. He feels like he's been around forever. And
yeah, man. Like,
he's only 28 and he got his extension of 4 years. So he'll be Dame's age when his extension is up. So if Dame were to leave, I'm gonna be honest, because I feel like that's still possible. I feel like
that's impossible.
Look, I think honestly, if you guys want me to tell you what I think is gonna happen in Portland, I've been saying this for a minute. Dame's not gonna leave on his own accord because he has branded himself as this OG hometown make or break, grind it all out. So the only other way for him to have a better opportunity is for Portland to trade him. And honestly, I've been waiting for this. I really think at some point Portland will trade him. And I don't think Portland will trade him because they want to get rid of him. That'll be a part of it. Like, okay, we're just gonna move on to the next phase of the franchise. But similar to what the Spurs did with DeJounte Murray, they'll just respect the icon, the legend, the career that he has moving forward, and they'll be like, look, Dame, okay, look, we're ready to move on. We know you're not going to leave on your own accord. We'll do it for you. We'll take the brunt, so that way you take no hurt on your side of, like, you know, being branded as a title chaser or whatever, a ring chaser. And I think ultimately, I really think this season might be the last we see of Dame, or a part of me thinks it might even happen mid-season. I think there's a possibility everything just kind of fucking fucks up for the Blazers, and then they're just like, fuck it, let's just start rebuilding from now. You know what I mean? Because you guys have core young pieces. Anthony Simmons is young. And then you guys keep Nurkic as the vet on the team. You know what I mean? However, there's a part of me that feels like I said, I like Jeremy Grant, I like Anthony, I like Gary Payton II. Maybe things start hitting on all cylinder. Dame can come back because he plays with a chip on his shoulder. That's how he went from being the most underrated star in the NBA to one of the best, and then ultimately a top 75 player in NBA history. So I think there's a chance for things all hit on all cylinders, and the Blazers somehow become a surprise team this season, and you guys are up there in the top 5 seed, top 4 seed maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
but I wouldn't still ultimately call you guys a true title contender, but maybe a playoff contender.
Yeah, but the good thing about things going on with the NBA, certain unexpected things happen. Like we haven't even played game 1 yet. The preseason just started, so you never know how things are gonna go on. Like you said, they have some intriguing pieces outside of Dame. You already said Anthony Simmons, to name you another one. Another player as well is to look the first round pick number 7, Sharp. You know, hey, you got pick 7 for a reason, so maybe, I don't know, gives them some additional hope to what's going on over there in Portland.
Josh Hart finds some of his heyday in him, and then he just starts popping off.
No, he starts popping off. Jeremy Grant, you know, he gets so excited that he's not in Detroit anymore, rotting away. And
hey, they got Cade now, man. Relax.
Man, that's still Detroit, man.
I think Cade could be a franchise-changing player. Look what Ja did for Memphis. Look what Luka did for the Mavs. It's crazy to say, but I think Cade might have that potential.
Yeah, I mean,
look what Dame did to the Blazers. Boom, boom. Think about that.
Boom, boom. Eternal playoffs.
No, but you're right. They're at the middle of the pack, and the problem is like I said, this team overall is actually a good to solid team, or solid to good team, but it's not enough. And the West has been, and the NBA in general, there's been a bunch of young bucks that have just been proving themselves. Like, we've gotten a wave in the past 2 to 3 years of young players getting drafted that have shown some serious potential. I want to say almost like it started with Luka, and then ever since Luka, it's just been bam, bam, bam. Like Ja, Edwards, Poole,
Hero.
I like that.
All right.
But Cade. Who are we missing? But yeah, there's it's a wave, and it's like if you're not catching one of those people in those waves, then you're gonna be left behind. Oh, Shea, Giddy. I'm saying like I'm not gonna put them. I'm not saying they're on the same level as the other names I just mentioned, but the wave of like the potential young players coming in, and unless Blazers find somebody like that, they're gonna be left in the back of the pack. And with Dame's last few years ahead of him, like last few years of like peak,
so
disservice to the guy's legacy.
So it's safe to say, man, based on everything that's going on, man, there's not really going to be that big of additions for their ceiling and their floor, huh?
No, I think they really will have to do a disruption in the middle of the season if they're gonna try to go for the playoffs. I mean, not go for the playoffs. If they're gonna try to make serious noise in the playoffs, honestly, I think the greatest thing to happen in CJ McCollum's career was to get away from Portland. And what is he doing now? He's on the fucking Pelicans, and guess what? The Pelicans have way higher potential than this Blazers team.
I give you that.
So I really hope that they kind of do the same thing for Dame. And I'm telling you, do not be surprised if it happens sooner than later. I genuinely believe it can happen sooner than later. Now, their ceiling, I'll cap it at play-in tournament.
Whoa.
7th seed. Like, they're not going to be a 9th or 10th seed fighting for, like, in the play-in tournament for a playoff spot, but I think they'll be a 7th or 8th seed in the West to... Or actually, okay, maybe I'm thinking about my expectations. Ceiling, 6th seed. Not even... I think they really can peak at the 6th seed, and that would be good for them. Lock it in, because Dame, I'm telling you, there's a part of me that feels like, you know what, let me not forget what Dame time is. Let me not forget
Superstar.
How impactful he is. He's a true superstar. And yeah, my only problem is that he's not one of those superstars that can play high on both ends of the floor, and he doesn't have a team around him that can kind of like really diminish his liabilities. You know what I mean?
I mean, Jeremy Grant's pretty good. I mean, he's a wing.
But when you're playing against some of the best players, I just don't see it happening in the postseason. You know what I mean?
Good point.
And so, yeah, first round exit is their peak. Honestly, I'm sorry. But at least you guys make it to the playoffs, but a first round exit. I cannot see this team going past the first round with everybody else in mind. And then floor, I'm going to be nice. 9th or 10th seed. Part of me wants to say, like, floor, like the worst rock bottom. They don't even make it into the play-in tournament, but I'm going to be nice. Dame's there. 9th, 10th seed.
Yeah, man, it's pretty similar, and I have a bad feeling that Blazers fans are gonna rip us a new one for sleeping on them. But yeah, man, for I admit I don't watch that much Blazers basketball, but I'm just seeing what I'm seeing right now. Ceiling for them, hey, they catch a lot of teams by surprise. Dame, he's looking healthy. Some of their young pieces, like Simmons, he takes a step forward. Jeremy Grant keeps playing well, looks like a legitimate number 2. I say 5th seed in the West. And they put up a tough fight in the first round. I say 6 or 7 games with whoever they face. As their ceiling, floor, Dame gets injured again or something happens with and they have a horrible season like they did last year. And then at that time, it's going to be, when is Dame going to ask out? Yeah. Or if they're going to trade him, or just full-on rebuild.
I'll end it on this. Like you said, rebuild. I like Sean Powell using this in the sub-headline. He said, a roster refurbishing project. That refurbishing term and adjective, for me, is perfect. Because I think they're not a new core. We're not buying a new machine yet. We're just trying to refurbish it. Now, the thing, if you're familiar with buying refurbished products, it can go 2 ways. There is no middle. You either get a great deal on a refurbished, let's go with a tech product, a laptop, a phone, a refurbished laptop, boom, especially MacBooks, damn, it's killing it. You saved hundreds of dollars and you're like, holy shit, I'm able to maximize my dollars, and boom. I think there's a potential that can happen with the Blazers. But then there's the other side. You buy a refurbished product on eBay, you buy a refurbished computer on eBay, and that shit fucking tanks. And you're like, what the fuck? They must have used some crappy third-party hardware on it or some crap like that. And it's just like you save money for no reason because you basically wasted the rest of the money that you spent on the product. And that can also happen for the Blazers. So that's how I ended at. I think refurbishing is the perfect way to describe this Blazers team.
Absolutely. Guys, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Either way,
free Dame! Free Dame!
I think by the time this man gets free, he's going to be like similar like Russell.
37.
34.
Okay.
Yeah, 34, 35.
I've said this before. I do think even if he were to leave really late, he can still be a contributing piece to a championship team. Like like in 06 Heat, when they had a bunch, or like the 11 Mavericks, they had a bunch of old players that contributed. Jason Williams in 06 for the Heat. That's what Dame could do. Like he comes onto a title contender, boom, sends a basically what Blake Griffin is doing for the South. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke, guys.
Relax.
I know, right?
Anyways, guys, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all podcast streaming platforms. We'll catch you guys soon. For now,
Take
later.
care.